is the spleen meridian. So look in your manual. And the spleen meridian, if you think about what to do to stretch the adductors, this is the same. Because you look and see where the meridian starts. It starts on the big toe, and it comes up the leg, just on the inside of the tibia, and right between the quad, and it comes right up. So anything we can do to stretch the inside of the leg, and again, like I say, aka the adductors, you'll be able to help open up that area in the body that helps facilitate the spleen working well, right? So we know lots of different ways of stretching the adductors. A simple one is
What?
easy now.
Be a limp noodle.
I don't relax.
You are relaxed?
I don't relax.
Oh, you don't relax? She doesn't sleep. That's an awesome pair. You can work on each other forever. Okay, so right figure 4, correct? Mm-hmm. We all know it stretches the adductors, right? Now, one thing though, when you look at the leg, if you're working on someone and their knee is up high, like this, before you do anything else, you're going to bolster that knee, correct? Because if the adductors are already that tight, the last thing you want to do is be putting a lot of perpendicular pressure down on it, right? But if it's supported, then you can. So we'll just assume that the knee's up higher so that you can see. And one easy thing to do, especially, there's nothing easier than that. When that pillow just magically appears, you want to take advantage of it, and you want to change your body posture, right? So if you're working from here and doing this, you're pushing, you're using your arm strength. If you come up and just extend your arms, it's your body weight, and it's so much easier, okay? And you're just going to take that compression. And you just repeat a couple times. Okay. Now, if for some reason the pillow doesn't appear, sometimes it doesn't, I'm sorry, you can use your leg, right? That's one of the advantages of working on the mat. So, but if you do choose to use your leg, you want to try to keep your body. We're going to go this way, so you want to try to keep it in line and not rotate it. Because what you can easily do then, if you're in line, is just use your forearm and just lean in like this for compression. So easy.
Start exchanging stock tips.
Could use a few. Wait, do you have to have money to invest first? Okay. Another thing I want you to try is this.
You gonna walk on me?
Yes, I am.
She's ready.
Bit easy, huh? Okay. I'm an easy walker. But the arch of your foot, same. And look, position of your body. It's just all body weight.
And the point is that you're doing compressions along the meridian. You're not trying to stretch the adductors.
Correct. It's a little of both. Yeah, like when you're working muscle, you loosen it, stretch it a little bit, try to give it some length, if that's appropriate. Same. But this general compression here. And one of the things about letting you try different things is that, any technique you're doing, that's only half of the business. It's like where you're at as the therapist, how you're organized, how you're utilizing your body, your breath, your body weight, your awareness. That's what plugs into the other part of the equation. So the contact is, the technique is one thing, but then everything back here is very important. How you use your weight, how it feels for you when you're doing it. When you're doing technique, you should try to take all the resistance, a lot of the resistance out of doing that, so your energy transfers easier. That you should be blessed with just one thing, doing that thing. right, and not anything else. So this helps bring focus to the work. So after some compressions, we'll do a few stretches, right? So this is just a supported leg stretch on your leg. You feel a little stretch? Look at how she's biting her lip a little bit. So it means this is working side, right? So I back off a little bit. Because when you start biting down on the lip, that's probably a little bit too much. But look at easy, right?
I was gonna say, I was like, man, she's all the way.
Fucking birds!
I'm like, do you do ballet? Well, it shouldn't go like that.
But you know, it's like if someone is stiff and flexible like her, it's the same premise, right? When you engage the body, you as the therapist should feel where that is. Because there's a certain amount of ease.
You didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it.
Where are you going?
You feel, you feel,
I feel fine.
Give her a piece of wood to chew on.
oh no, it's okay, I understand.
Surgery.
Oh, you can
Oh no, I understand. But you just want to go up until you feel some resistance and hold it. That's all. Okay, easy. Yeah, this is good. This is where you should feel. Right. Okay, so this is for that. When you're doing figure 4, if you're doing table work, you know, there's also things you can do in just a simple pose as you've probably done 1,000 times. And knowing that the placement of the foot on the extended leg constitutes where they're going to feel it in their adductors. So in shiatsu, when the foot is down below the knee and stretched, this is more for spleen meridian. But then as you move the knee up towards the foot up towards the knee, it moves a little bit more medially, and it goes in between the sartorius and gracilis for the liver, right? And then when you move it up higher, and it goes very far medially, so that you can get in between the gracilis and the back of the hamstring for the kidney. So just the adjustment of the foot position makes a difference in how you're doing a stretch in the adductors.
Spleen, liver, kidney.
Right, and it goes spleen, liver, kidney, just like they are in the body, from lateral to medial. So it's nice to know. Okay. So that's for spleen, all right? And then what is its partner? Stomach. And you know, look at the picture of the stomach, and it's all on the front of the body. So basically, it starts like this. It starts under the eye, and it comes through the masseter, comes down the neck, through the chest, down to just on the inside of the ASIS, and then as it continues down, it goes below ASIS and comes down just lateral of patella, and it continues down just immediately lateral of the tibial ridge, and right through the ankle retinaculum, right out the dorsal surface of the foot, and right out the second toe. So it's long meridian. So the best way to do general stretch for a stomach meridian is having the person face down. So could you turn over, please? So you think about those areas where it started, right? So how to do a stretch for that would be this. I'm going to relax now, right?
Yes. Push me like this, I will.
Okay, so this, and just simply this. Because you're stretching that whole front part of the body. Remember how it goes right through the torso? Now this stretch takes it right to the waist. Right? And then when you lower them, pull back on one arm so their head slightly rotates so you don't smash their nose into the mat.
That's me relaxed, I swear.
That was relaxing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next part of the stretch is this. This.
You're my new favorite person.
And this. Right?
Feel in my quad.
You feel it in your quads, and that's where this meridian goes, right through the lateral side of the quad. And then just to end, like this, you're going to grab here. can let those knees, you have to let them relax sooner or later. And I'm going to come up to a standing position. Relax now.
It's me relaxed.
If that's what it takes. See, just let your legs, yeah, like that.
Oh,
Just,
there we go.
oh, muy bien. Here, so just lift like this. It stretches the whole stomach meridian. Nice and easy.
It's kind of like an assisted wheel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Well, like the wheel in yoga when you do the full arc.
Okay, so stop now.